Hello guys, today we're gonna be playing another episode of these Tales from the Vault. Today we got our friend the one and only Black Lotus here, in the form of the digital print edition, of course not the original art, but still pretty gorgeous, right? And some people paid a high price to get this, right? Alright, so today we're gonna go to another different deck. We're gonna go through something like Is It Ish? We're gonna go to Keranos' land. So this is a commander that was out like such a long time ago. I don't even remember when it was out, but it was probably more than 10 years ago. And I remember this, the cycle from Journey into Nyx, Theros, and stuff. Took a long time to get this one because the price was first extremely high, and then the commander outburst of printing all these commanders just, that just annihilated the old commanders, and all of a sudden people were not playing this anymore. So the price went from, I believe, 400 euros at peak to barely 50 for this one. So it was a good news. I had the conviction it would just fall down one day, so I did this. I held up to the price and I said, no, I'm not gonna buy this for that much money. Why Keranos? Because when I started playing Magic the Gathering like 22 years ago, the very first combination of cards that I learned about being a one-shot kill, one-turn kill, was about Niv-Mizzet the Firemind and Curiosity. I just was amazed by how these things existed in Magic the Gathering. So I started playing it in Standard. But as soon as I've got to finally build the deck, the rotation, the Standard changes, switched the Curiosity away from Standard because it was in 8th edition maximum, I believe, so no more Standard combo. So that's what I kept through the ages, and I realized I could instantly build as soon as 2007, 2008 came out and Duel Commander started rising in France and in the world actually. I realized I could build this one with Niv-Mizzet, and I played Niv-Mizzet for a long time, and of course Mars, one of my best friends, was playing something like Is It 2, and someday he went to a tournament and said, dude, things are changing, world's being faster now, so you can't really play Niv-Mizzet anymore, so you gotta play Keranos. Because this is a whole different deck, but it's just very good. And to this day, I haven't dismantled the pack and I've kept it running. Of course, the thing is, Keranos comes from another era when Commander didn't even exist, I believe. I need to check. I don't even know if Keranos was already here when Commander started, because what I remember the most is that this era, this was printed after Commander started. So at this era, Wizards of the Coast wasn't printing like Commanders all the time for, the sole purpose of Commander. So it was, I believe, close to the boundary of the initial time when you had to pick up a good legend to be a commander, and you were happy when you found one. Now legends are designed for commander first and then the rest. The fact that they're legendary is affecting way much more standard than way much more commander than standard, pioneer, or anything else. The legend rules has changed. The Planeswalker Unicity rules have been removed too. So long story. Was a long time ago, and this is still bonkers in terms of statistics, but yeah, it's gone. It's another era that is vanished into time, and now this is not competitive anymore. Now you have to pick up a commander that is bonkers with the minimal cost and maximum stats and a bonkers stats, then you build a deck around it. I mean, not that Keranos was particularly fair, because those who don't remember, this is a creature that is not a creature except everywhere but on the battlefield. Because on the battlefield, if you don't have devotion, it's not a creature. It's an enchantment, which is written here as enchantment, creature, and legendary. And the funny thing is, it's already hard to destroy an enchantment, but this one is indestructible. So having to handle a commander being an indestructible enchantment practically means it's gonna stay on the battlefield for like ever. You have to bounce it, exile it, or take control of it. So basically, white or blue, the rest doesn't even handle this. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And if you have devotion, of course, it becomes a creature, 6/5, and also during your turn only, when you get to draw your first card, you just reveal what's on the top on your deck instead, and if it's a land card, you put that in your hand and you draw another card. And if it's not a land card, you get to deal 3 damage from Keranos to whatever target, including a player, like an opponent. And that's just what you do, and you just get to draw the card normally. So the purpose of this was to slam this on the battlefield as soon as you can with a dying turn in Enders, and then start annihilating anything, like including lands and stuff. So the original lists included all the total massive land and creature destruction, not the cheap ones, you know, like destroying any land for 3, 4, or 5 mana wasn't good. The only thing that was good was to play 6 and 8 mana destructions, like, you know, Burning of Xenia, Wildfire, Obliteration. I never remember which one is in English, but you never get drilled, you know. So it used to be also a Blue Moon deck, so Blue Moon plus land destruction plus indestructible commander was good. So this is why what people with not much consideration for archetypes would call control-ish deck, but it's not really easy to tell what control means. But yeah. So to this day, I removed all of these cards because they are too slow. I kept Yokulops, Wildfire, and Obliterate. The first one destroys everything. The second one is still iconic, I would say, and Obliterate cannot be countered. So against anything, it's probably insane. But yeah. So this has to be a very weird deck to build. You cannot be really creative on lands, because if you play too many different lands, you lose, and Blood Moon doesn't help. And the fact that recently a new way to disrupt land types like Winter Moon and Harbinger of the Seas have been printed is just so good. So without further ado, let's go. So as I said, it took like 10 years for me to buy this because I didn't want to pay such a higher price. And I did not. I think I paid this one for 60 euros actually. So yeah, this is Russian forward. And of course, everything is, that's the purpose of the video. Tell stories about what used to be, the time you took. I've gotten this land like probably as soon as they were printed. When they were printed, I just got to get the Sulphur Falls, and I mean, it's been printed in extended so far, but I'm keeping the Russian version because I don't know, this is not the same drawing. All the drawing the arts are very, very nice, but this one is holds a special value to me, so probably a card I could change, but yeah, who knows. Search for Ruskans. So why? The reason is it gets devotion, it's an enchantment, and all the spells you play in this deck that destroy everything do not touch enchantments. So this remains on the battlefield. This could be flipped as Veloz Rune, something like that. The exact name is I need to remember. Search for Riscanta is what is the name of this on the other side? I never remember. Velostrun, something like that. I don't even remember what Riscanta is, but when it's flip backed, it's usually a sign you can win. Don't get to flip this very often, but actually this is a talented thing that filters your top deck, ensures you can, go on. It's still good. I believe Search for the Scanta is still good, but you gotta be playing something on turn one. The Cascade Bluffs here have a long story. I bought this from one of my friends, Mundust, actually. It was a long time ago for like very cheap. Oh, I remember. I bought this on a tournament in my city when we used to do that, because we got less tournaments today. And everyone was freaking out when these were printed, and what I decided is to buy it for like 20-25 euros. For people in USA, it's approximately the same in United States dollars. Back then it was just 120. 1 euro was 120 US dollars, so it was almost the same price. And I remember I had to go back to the closest ATM to get some money, and I got it. I was a student, I think, back then, probably, or just not a student, but I started working barely, so I didn't have that much money, but I got 25 bucks on this one, so yeah. I strongly believe I've got the old version of all the cards I could get. So normally I have a memory lapse that is an older version from not 7th edition. Yeah, 7th edition. I have 7th edition Japanese foil, but this drawing, this art, look at the keys. I just absolutely love how Freak is good. And of course you notice she's got a hole on the forehead that is searching for the correct key. She's lacking some memory lapse is just gorgeous in this version. All right, so I'm going to pass a lot on basics because I got lots of basics, and like I said for a previous video, this is Magic Premier Series MPS first generation lands from Japan, where you could open, I think it was a pack of 5 basic lands that you get from your stores, your LGS, and like I already said, there's a cycle of 10 lands like this, one for each guild, for each opposite land color, because all the guilds were dual colors. So is red and blue, so you've got mountains and islands with this watermark on the left here, and you got a name here that is created. It's called the Izzet League. I don't remember all the names of the 10, but you got the Semi-Combine, the Oaths of Syndicate. There are 10 of them, and these lands are quite rare to find because not that many were given to shops. So finding a lot of them is, it's not a Guru land or a Judge land, but it's actually kind of hard to find. And of course, like I said, there's only one drawing for each of them, which is a drawing, I believe, from Ravnica all the time. And I think those are just simply gorgeous. So yeah, you'll get to see a lot of this because this is a Blue Moon deck. So with Winter Moon, Harbinger of the Seas, Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon and stuff, you got, I'm just finding how many. I played 31 basics, so I'm sorry guys, 1/3 of the deck is basics. But yeah, it's pretty good. Of course, you've got your classic Volcanic Island. This one has some damage on the left, on the top here, you can see it. It's not bent now. It used to be bent by someone who got it first, otherwise it's pretty good condition, but I got it for a cheaper price, so I'm a fan of that. So yeah, just let me find, yeah, so there you go, you got the mountain and the islands side to side. So you see same thing here. You got the Izzet League on the side and the watermark on the left. So this is drawing. It's not my favorite drawing, but it's not so bad. At first I was like, ugh, and then it's not so bad. It's not such of a bad art. So yeah, mountain and island. Here we are. There's lots of them inside. I think it's 21 and 10, something like that. So, speaking about what? Blood Moon. 10,000 reprints of Blood Moon now. It's been a staple from all sets, all time, since the Dark, I suppose. And like I said, when there's an extended version of something in Japanese, I'm getting it. And there's another version of Blood Moon from Secret Lair that is already gorgeous, but jeez, you believe you can beat this version? Look at this version. It's not Blood Moon, it's a fucking invasion. It's a nuclear atomic explosion of some kind. Alright. French illustrator Magali Villeneuve. Russian foil, Chandra. Bought for nothing. I bought for $60 when the set was out. It bumped up to 300, 400, and yeah, still one of my favorite art of all time. With actually, it's weird. Some of my favorite art are either Legends cards or Planeswalkers from the 2010, 2015 era, like Liliana of the Veil, Chandra Blaze, and this one too, because it's, I mean, that's not only gorgeous, that's really charismatic. And like, she's like, that's like X-Men pose or something. Like, you want fire, you're gonna get fire. And of course, less competitive than it used to be, but still one of the greatest Planeswalkers ever printed. New edition, Winter Moon. Needless to say, this is not really expensive because now you only get to choose whatever is European language, and then it's Japanese, simplified Chinese, and they're all over the place. Like, you can get thousands of these, so it's not really a contest of finding the rarest version of the card now. And unless you want serialized or some, extra foil card, this does not exist. So this is just a simple version. The art is quite simple too, I think. It could be better. So face to face with Chandra, we got our two friends, the Planeswalkers here. I believe this is the only Planeswalkers we're playing. Yeah, I believe this is the only Planeswalkers I'm playing in this deck. So they hold the place. And, I forgot to say, this goes quite well with Keranos, because actually this is surprising for some people. Sometimes you don't really get to find anything on the battlefield, like your opponents handing all the creatures typically against black, but all of a sudden, if you keep your Planeswalkers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one more, and Keranos can attack or block. So it's actually something you do something sometime from time to time. So yeah, finally Jace got printed in different versions. I'm not even gonna speak about the Raccoon version or stuff, but this is really nice. This is the original drawing, extended version, Japanese foil. Amazing. I was hoping for this to be printed, and it got printed. We got the Bone Smash Giant, Bone Crusher Giant. This quickly rose as a staple in Duel Commander. It's efficient at what it does. It's good. Not that you're gonna count on opponents losing 2 life, but it's pretty good. Finding it in Russian foil with the stamp is a hard thing to do, but I got 2 of these. One like this. I think this one is close to them, and this one has almost never been out of a sleeve. Onslaught, good stuff with this infinite AMC Escher like drawing with infinite stairs and stuff. Future Sight is just still a staple. If you land this and untap, you're probably going for a good ride, but yeah, I believe this card is still playable. So as this deck plays Blue Moon and stuff, one of the things you'll notice is that I don't play fetch lands. I only play one. I only play one because it's the one that finds every single basic thing in the deck, and I don't even play the Murder at Kalos Manor Scryland, because I don't want anything to enter the battlefield tapped in this deck. The only thing I could allow was a Temple of Epiphany, so I don't know, maybe I could swap out the Temple from this one, but I don't need to fill a grave. Scrying is usually better. You want cards to remain in the deck accessible. They got nothing to do in a graveyard than being delved out, so yeah. And of course, extended Japanese one. So Secret Lair got something sometimes that is interesting. Most of them are just ugly and stupid, but sometimes there are versions of the cards that are designed for me. And I am a good target audience for this one. So this is not gonna be in Asian because it only exists in in English, not Japanese or anything, but I believe this Ponder is great. I've got Japanese foil Ponder, but yeah, it's not just for the show off. Japanese foil Ponder is just like 100 times more expensive than this one, but I don't care. This one is just not 100, 50 times maybe, but this one is still gorgeous. Look at the orbs they are holding, and the eyes are glowing and stuff. I really like this one. Believe it or not, this is hard to find. Finding a Russian foil Flame Slash is actually going to be some effort, and it does not really exist out there in the wild. I got 2 of these and it took me some time to get this, so yeah. Because I follow my friend's advice, my friends like Zagana says, nah, you cannot be dodging Censor. Censor is still amazing, so there you go. I'm playing Censor, not filling the grave with that, but at least we're starting for the late game, and it still exists. It's hard to find too. This one, if you look at the channels of the video of this channel, you'll see that I actually opened this one. I bought modern, masters, Korean versions of boxes, and I get to open this Archmage's Charm, and you get to look at how crazy it looks. Not that many copies on the planet out there, but it's actually a rare, so you still find this. If you really want to, you just ask. I got contacts, I can get more of these. So yeah, I already had Russian Ford when I opened this one. So this was altered by Captain Magic Altered, which is Marisa Capital. And she's a lovely person, and she's also a lovely drawer. So I do appreciate the fact that she tried for the first time to alter this card, which was, you know, like a first time. We all got first time, and she wasn't ready for that, but she did some great work. This only exists in Japanese white version or English black version, black bordered version, and yeah, this is a really good altar. This is really thin. It fits in the sleeves. Doesn't make any noise. You can see the perfection on the art here. It's absolutely masterful. Really, thank you, Marisa. That was a great altar. I got no problem playing that with judges. I got a backup version, but I never use it. Here. Preordain. Preordain was just the best version here. Not that the art is excessively insane or whatever, but it works. I actually took some time to find out it was 2 hands over a cauldron something, but yeah, it works. Yeah, classic, all time, all these bad goodies. Fire and ice. Fire and ice are still good. Ice used to be a trick. And today we only mostly have fire because this is insanely good. Instant split 2 is no more card than do that, and it's pretty good. I have all the versions of this. I have the promotional versions as well. I have Japanese non-foil and stuff. But, you know, I still believe this is a relic of the past, and I'm happy to play this one. So, basic again. Oh, bolts. 105,000 something million copies and retries and reprints of Lightning Bolt. When I was younger, I got a playset of these, and you probably see that in some of my decks. I still have the playset of these Lightning Bolts. Magic Player Rewards, and this is from French drawer Véronique Mignot, who I've met in person. I'm happy to do so. She's also a lovely person. So I got lots of prints and arts that I could show you, but they are in a closet right now, away from the light. So She's been doing amazing prints. I have this actually. I have a signed print version that is just how much is this? As large as this playmat, So pretty large print for her, and she's been also drawing amazing basic lens. So I have some basic lens prints and stuff. So yeah. So I kept this one because it was iconic, it was historical to me, and I still believe this art is a good tribute to lightning bolt. Like you get these small birds, like the legendary birds are drawing lightning bolts, but look at the size of this cloud here and you can tell this is not joking at all. I'm still playing the 2 cycle lens from Onslaught. Like I said, I don't want anything to enter the battlefield stats, which is why this is more than 80% of the time cycled. So could be something else than a land, but sometimes you're just like, all right, I got one more turn to hold, and this is at least not a land draw that has been skipped. So I don't know, maybe there will be a way one day. I got this in Russian foil too, because this was reprinted in Modern Horizons, but I don't know. This could become an island at some point. I still believe it's a good thing to have this card, these 2 cards in the deck. Recently upgraded because this has a lot of history. When it was out for the first time, Expressive Iteration was printed with Strixhaven original version and Strixhaven promotional. With the foil not etched, but same frame than etched, but not etched. It was just a promotional foil version. So this was a staple instantly for every single Magic format. So this went up to $60, 60 euros when it was out, and then it was reprinted again finally in the Brothers War, I think, like 1 year later. And then Atlas of Thunder Junction and this special guest version here, with Kai Carpenter here. And I believe this is great that they just finally printed. I wasn't ready for that, but you know what? It's never too late, and now this even exists in white border for some reason, so yeah. After buying this subtlety in Japanese, I decided it was a good thing to grade it, so finally I found it in Russian foil. I'm still missing Endurance and Grief, but I don't really want to jump on this. I have people that I know who are selling those, but I'm more like I need a second Fury and Solitude so far. So, but yeah, that was a good search, and it didn't took me long to find these. Actually, these are not really that common, but when you are on the good places, you got a lot of people who actually open this. I would like to open this because that would be nice. Wizards of the Coast solved a lot of problems. Like you need a perfect land commentary, you need a perfect rock, Arc Insignia, you need a perfect counterspell, Wash Away. Alright, so Wash Away it is actually. Yeah, it's probably gonna be remaining as one of the top counterspells here. Lots of basic lands too. So how many do I play? I don't remember within the trick spells like this. I think I play Consider, Opt, and I think that's all. I do not play the other ones, but Consider and Opt are really good. So Opt has so many versions. I have Japanese foil version, original printing, which is, I don't remember which is. That's very old. It's Invasion. So I have an Invasion Japanese foil, but this with this frame and this shiny art and stuff, some like Tiffery in the bag. This is just so good to me in the Planeswalker sign. I love it. The Deuce recently replaced. I don't know why. It just recently replaced. I think twice. Because you got to draw and investigate, so you reduce the price. It's Flashback 2 actually. Yes, there's a risk that I need to destroy everything, including the artifact that this gives, but this is just such a minor risk that I'm taking it. So Think Twice is out and was replaced that. Fury Elite is here in Russian foil. Same thing, this was pretty easy to find because when Modern Horizons were printed, there were not that many Is It red-blue deck being played. This was, a staple because red-blue is now the dominant color in Magic Gathering in all meta and all formats, but there was nothing really meta with that, so I got it for quite cheap price. Oh, guess what? More basics. Venser is played in this deck because it happens to be that all the creatures in this deck, but the commander, which is God, are sorcerers, wizards. So if you play Riptide Laboratory, which is something in the pack next to come, Riptide Laboratory is good because there's a loop. If you can go with Venser and Riptide, you need 7 lands basically, and you get to infinite Venser once every turn, which is pretty nice. And it also works with Magus of the Moon, Harbinger of the Seas, Snapcaster Mage, and I think it's all, and Vendilion Click too. So infinite once per turn, not infinite, once per turn, Snapcaster Mage, Vendilion Click, or saving one of your Magus or Harbinger is just not so bad, even though most of it turns into Mountain. But Venser still is a surprise blocker. It lost all of its super, but it's still a good blocking card. I'm not desperate to find the original Venser in Russian 4, but this one is still, this is Gambit. If you look, he's playing with cards all around here. This is Gambit. Don't be joking, X-Men fans. This is Gambit. We know it. So we've got more basics. Talking about Vendilion Click, I'm considering about retiring or upgrading this one, and I still haven't found the answer. I still think Vendilion Click is fine. It's one of the rare moments you can look at your opponent's hand. And, Vendilion Click is always the same thing. You play over and over, you're like, this card is just not going to save me for anything, it dies to anything. And then one day you're like, wow, I actually saved the game with Vendilion Click, and you say, alright, you're gonna stay for a couple more times, and that's what happens to me. Magus of the Moon, I'm trying to locate all versions, but I do believe by the time I try to get all versions in Russian foil for a couple hundreds of euros, this will be reprinted with, I would say extended art, at least extended art all around, and showcase version, whatever. So yeah, same thing. I upgraded con spells over and over and over and over, and one day Wizards of the Coast printed this from a secret lair again, so this explains why it says only available in English. But jeez, this counter spell has everything. It's cute, it's charismatic, and anytime I can play women, we need more women in Magic, so at least let's get them on the card. So, I don't know, the Ponder and stuff, the Mother of Runes. Some cards of Secret Lair are good, and you get to play them, so I like it. Hard to find, like you got no idea. I was lucky enough to pull this for a couple tens of euros when it was out, because Time Spiral Remastered had a curse. It was already a set that was a collectible set, a reprint set from an era that was not that popular, because the Time Spiral block was quickly forgotten by people, because, Ravnica just destroyed everything. People were not really focused on Time Spiral, even though it was a really weird and original block. So there was not that much effect, that much feelings tied to Time Spiral, but this was just out, I think it was before Strixhaven School of Mages, and the problem is this was out barely 1 month before Strixhaven, so we were like, hey, you finally got to buy the cards, you don't have enough money, because it was January, you already got the January edition to grab, and then finally, you know what, you're gonna trash this, you don't care, it's too late, next edition, and boom, there you go, Strixhaven. So Nobody paid attention to Time Spiral, but it was one of the cards which for some time had absolutely out of context reprints from very different eras. This is absolutely not related to Time Spiral, but it was in Time Spiral Remastered, just like Rayman and stuff like that. And it was printed with retro frame and foiling and available in Russian. So very few boxes were sold, and it was just before the war started in East again. So we don't have that many cards from from that era, from Time Spiral Remaster, which is why it's quite hard to find, because I don't believe that many boxes were opened in Russian, and all the cards are actually extremely iconic cards within the reprints. Tails End, because Tails End. Not that it's a good card. It's always good to have the ability to counter actually, you think, a legendary spell, but most of the time it's just an ability. Like a Planeswalker Ultimate, this is just devastating, or anything. Could be a thing. Something that has an enter effect that is just way over the cost. Or simply, if you are playing first, your opponent goes end of turn, fetch land, and nope. No way. It usually is a way to concede the game. Lose Focus. Great addition, cheap counterspell, still a common. Great. So, nothing to say about this one, got it quick. Oh, guess what? More basic. I have very different versions of Cryptic. I have original low-wind Japanese version signed, but it's in another deck, and I'm considering simply upgrading this for the last very upgrades, either in Russian foil or probably going for the Amonkhet Invocation version, I think, until this gets reprinted in extended version too. So I believe this is gonna be reprinted in extended version too. Wildfire, guys. How iconic and amazing is that? First set when Russian was printed in 9th edition, which is why it has black borders. Because every time the languages came for the first time in Magic, they used to have black borders if the set originally had white borders. And that was the plan for Wizards of the Coast, conquering the planet and then opening Magic the Gathering is in thousands of different languages. And turns out they stopped after 12, plus some promotional things. So yeah, Wildfire is on the verge of exiting the deck, but I still believe this is amazing, so I'm not really putting this away. Chain Lightning, I just absolutely love this version. This is like, we are connected, bro. Yeah, not in a good way, but yeah, Chain Lightning. Yeah, what I still say. Took some time to find it, took some time to get some reprints, and I'm very happy to find this invocation too. This deck plays Repeal, yeah, because this used to be a standard staple and modern from the old extended era staple too. It never got to be shining again in any format since like a long time, but I believe now we have things that are crazy bonkers for 1 or 2 mana. This actually really likes to bounce anything that costs 1. It's really good. Repeal is just one of my really favorites, cantrip cards, like cheap tempo cards. I really appreciate it. So yeah, Russian 40 it is. Look, basics. Now, talking about what? Look at this. How do you want to tell the stories about this one? I have found Obliterate in the early versions of this deck, and I've always played it because this is first. Look at the art. I know it's not foil in the old versions, and it could be in 8th edition foil, but I got it, and I think I sold the 8th edition foil version of this one, Japanese too, but the art made like this guy is like, what did I do? This is like Star Wars Rogue One when the planet is self-destructing, it's just like what it feels to me. Not counterable, and it's just so great. You're not really expecting this to work, but it works. it does the thing. It still costs 8, which is over realistic, but it works. Oh, more basics. Flame of the Nor. It's hard to dodge Modern Horizons and other modern sets like Lord of the Rings, because they brought so many cards that's crazy. I think Modern Horizons 2, Modern Horizons 3, and Lord of the Rings have brought more cards to Duel Commander than all the other sets of Magic the Gathering together. So yeah, Flame of Anor is excessively annoying, which is annoying like close to it. First, look at the shining effect on this ball here. If I can get it, it's really cool. It's really shiny, and you can tell that you shall not pass. I didn't pass on the card. Got it quick. All right, so here we go. Have a look. I like this one. Could be replaced by the new signature effect from what is it already? It's from the special guest, but this only exists in Japanese in special guest, as opposed to this being existing in Russian foil versions in Modern Horizons 2. So still one of the most problematic cards. But in Duel Commander, it's part of the problem and part of the solution. So what do you want to do? I don't know. I think it's great. I think Fury is great. Shouldn't be really the kind of card we want from new sets, but yeah. Galvanic Discharge is a good addition to the sets, even though, of course, none of the decks that play it rely on energy, but at least it means this card is standalone. It's a lightning bolt that doesn't hit a player, so it's exactly what you want it to be. It's great. It's been nerfed after like 8 days on Magic Arena, and that's the maximum I could find, so retro frame Japanese foil version it is. Did I mention I'm playing basics? This was a dream. I know there are way better versions of this, but first of all, I'm not really going to encourage playing Tyrus Nielsen art for some reason, so I just found this one, and when I finally get to find this one, this was like extremely high priced. This was the only version of foil that you could find for Force of Will before it got reprinted for the first time in foil in Double Masters, I think. Not even sure. I mean, apart from this one. This is a Judge version. This is hard to find, but not that hard, and I still believe the art is the best. I mean, Tyrus Nielsen is a great drawer, and from what it appears to be, someone with shitty words on Twitter, but yeah, we all sometimes get to the mistakes. This is still for the emblem from the emblem of Force of Will, extremely red for no reason. Like, this card doesn't need to be that red, just like the original one, but I mean, right now all the cards are just washed in blue because they're supposed blue, so this is too much. So I'm happy this is actually just like that, red and blue. And actually, when you play a red and blue, why not get a red and blue Force of Will? I mean, this is the thing. So it took some time to get it for 200 and something bucks. So basic. Stern Scolding is actually a thing. I think this card is going to get more and more power in the years to come because, this card is going the direction of game solving, and it won't be easy to solve this one until it costs 0, like an alternative cost or something, I don't know, but yeah. Stern Scolding is fine. Oh, basics. Look at these days. I used to be really mad and angry at the Amonkhet invocation. But as time passes, I don't know if I'm getting older or anything, I do believe some of these are absolutely insane. Like, would you look at this one? I don't even know what this is about, but this flight of spiritual ethereal birds when this guy is watching, I don't know. Daze is just like, pooh. This is what you're supposed to do. Actually, you're not dazing your opponent, you daze yourself. And, with counterbalance and stuff like that, and mind twist, those are absolutely insane. So, yeah, I do love this. It used to be very weird, and it's not weird anymore. So, hello, basics. This is just a try. I'm not saying that Ill-Timed Explosion is a great card. I'm just testing. This is one of the 2 slots or 3 slots that I'm still in doubt within this deck. So the windows are narrowing and the corridor is also narrowing. But I'm playing Ill-Timed Explosion. It's quite a tricky. You got to draw the cards all the time. It's a sorcery speed. You may discard 2 cards, and if you do, you choose the greatest value among the cards. If you don't, you just draw 2 cards. It's hard to evaluate. I still believe this serves as a 4-mana sweeper, considering we play like Obliterate and stuff like that. Obliterate would be just turn 4, deal 8 damage to everything. It'll be nice with that. So you got a couple expensive cards in this deck, and it's sort of like this. So like I said, I'm playing the 2 cycle lands, blue and red. So Forgotten Cave it is. I don't know, not much to say about this one. It's been forgotten by people, actually. Where's its name correctly? Onslaught era, a long time ago. I got all of these one by one. It took me some time because it was quite expensive back then. And oh, basics. Oh, this is rare. This is something you don't see every day. I mean, it's quite hard to find. I wanted to, and I don't even know is there any mana leak on like card market right now? 9th edition. Is there any mana leak in Russian foil actually? I don't even know. Let me see. I just want to see how many of this, because I found this quite easily, but it seems like it's not really easy to find anymore. So I think it's quite hard to find now. Is there any of these for sale at the moment? Because I wanted to get a second one. Yeah, there's a couple of these. Okay, but yeah, you got Magic 11. You know, Magic 2011, and oh, finally someone is selling. This guy is saying it's poor. It's not poor at all. You're good. Your card version is good. It's quite expensive and quite hard to find. If you want to find this, believe it or not, I paid like nothing more than €5 to pay this card like long time ago. It's the only version apart from Magic 11 where you can get a Russian foil version, and Magic 11 has a different drawing that people don't really feel like, you know, nostalgic with. So this is a piece of history too. First time, like I said, for Wildfire, first time Russian was printed in a base set in Set of Magic. So actually, this is the only set where even non-foil are black border. So if it's Russian and foil, you got 2 reasons why it should be black bordered in the basic set, in the core set. So yeah, and you got the all weird foiling on the bottom too. So I like this card. I like this. Lorien Revealed sold the fact that you could get yourself entangled on Blood Moon, so if you unlock a second island, you can still actually get to play Blood Moon, and even if you have 3 non-basics, so you get 4 red, you're like, I'm still gonna get my island, and you know, blocking triumphs or enemy dual lands, it's just what you want to do. So yeah, and also some people forget about it, but actually, believe it or not, Lorien Revealed allows you to draw cards. Yep. I know it sounds crazy, but you get to draw cards with Lorien Revealed. So yeah, it's still a good card. I still like it, and also you got basics too. So yeah, draw 3 cards in this sorcery too. Yeah. Full Spike 7th edition. I bought 2 of these at the same time for €100. Both of these, that was the first tournament we did after the end of the COVID confinement and, you know, isolation. We got out for the first time, get to play some good tournaments. I need to change these sleeves, I think. They're getting a little dirty, but you just admire this piece of history too. 7th edition foil is just not something you see every day because it's quite hard to find. It's sought after because it's the last set with, you know, the first original frame from 1998 to 2002 is the third or fourth frame in Magic the Gathering. The others are not really exactly the same, especially the bottom of the card here and the foiling effect. But yeah, 1998, 2004 frame. This is nostalgia of heading back home, so people like this a lot. One of the new things to be added in this decks from Modern Horizon 3, by the time of making this video, of course, Modern Horizon 3 was out like last month, 2 months ago, 1 month and a half ago. No, 2 months ago exactly, sorry, my bad. 2 months ago exactly. And Harbinger of the Sea is what you expect it to do, and what I expect it to be, and it works. It works, and the question is, do you prefer your enemies to have islands or mountains? When you play Dune Commander, these islands and mountains are the top played colors, so it's not that much of a thing, but you know, sometimes you get the correct one, like all islands against red, which is not efficient because, you know, all mountains against blue is not really efficient either, because these two colors play a lot of basics, just like this deck does. Snapcaster Mage, 10,000 versions. I don't know which one to pick. I could be picking a Russian Fall version of this one, but I do believe I can get an extended version as soon as it gets printed, because right now there is an extended version, the Regional Qualifier Championships, but I don't really like it, and I think there's also the Ultimate Masters box topper version of this one, which only exists in English. So I'm puzzled. None of this is correct to me. I want extended Japanese version. So until something is printed new, and I'm not even speaking about Hatsune Miku version, but as soon as something is printed with an extended version for Japanese of this one, I will just smash it instantly, but not yet. Legendary pull from one of my videos. Not the same box which I pulled the Archmage's Charm in, but I bought some boxes from Korea because I got lots of friendly sellers, LGS in Korea, next to Seoul, and some of these guys was having good prices on Korean boxes, so bought one, have it delivered to France, opened it, smashed Force of Negation in Korean foil. And remember, this was way before Modern Horizons 2 was there, so there was nothing such like extended version or retro frame or anything, so there's still hits in the balls, and just enjoy it, because that's not something you see every day. Korean foil first, Force of Negation, and you know, I'm not gonna replace it because I opened it. I just broke my vocal cords on camera, just like right now. So I was shouting so loud, like I was so happy, you got no idea. I was so happy to open this. This is one of the cards I was seeking the most in the set, and when I saw this in the booster, I was like, I went crazy, losing my mind. Like, you can go on this channel videos, you'll see for yourself. Now here it is, Force of Negation Korean. Same thing. I used to love this card when Ravnica sets were out, the original one, Guild Pact and Discord, and Dissension. I used to be really a fan of this card. I played it in Standard, and I've never left it. It was always a pretty good thing to play in Commander, and it still is. This is just like Wash Away, Full Spike, Minor Misstep, and stuff like that. It's never gonna get old. So I got like 2 of these or 3 of these in Russian foil, and I intend to use all the copies I could. So yeah, lands. Alright, so the problematic slots. Should I keep this temple? Should I go with the Keranos Murder Calls Manor version? I don't even know how the land is called. I got Shadowy Backstreet in Lurus, but I don't remember which one is the... Is it one? Whatever. It is what it is, and I still like the temple too. I don't know. Maybe I should change the temple for the other one, which is findable on the fetch land. I don't know. I'm not in a hurry to, put anything in a graveyard. This deck doesn't really use the graveyard apart from Snapcaster Mage, so yeah. Basics. Okay, this is probably one of the cards I'm waiting the most for a Japanese foil reprint, because there is no Japanese foil prints for Runation. Not that we need a reprint of Runation, that is expensive card. This is not an expensive card at all. So the thing is, we're not gonna see a reprint of this for a long time unless this is selected to be one of the cards that are not supposed to have any value in the new sets. When Wizards of the Coast usually picks like a third of them that have no value but haven't been reprinting for a long time. Sometimes they just pick some of them at random, so I just hope Renation comes back again, and to be fair, I don't mind the drawing. This art is really good. I had a very sexy version that I could have for, card altering. I never got to find anyone to do it, so maybe next time. I don't know. Oh, yeah, basics. Look at this! Look at this! How beautiful it is. Oh my goodness. Just, I'm bending it on purpose so you see the foiling on the slides and stuff, so... Miscalculation from the good old era of Urza. First sets with foils, and it was just another era. I didn't play Magic back then. It was printed 5 years before I started to play Magic. Keranos is 1998. Well, this is by the end of 1998, not 1999. Look at this. I mean, such a long way. I remember 1998, a long time ago. My years of being 14 years old. Could have been a teenager playing Magic, but I didn't know about Magic back then. Which is unfortunate because I would have some cards with expensive values, but I was lucky enough to find some Durans for a cheap price later on, so I'm fine with that. Basics, more basics. I'm considering playing Consider for a long time, and I don't know. I've liked Consider. It's always worked to me. So I play Opt and Consider with the Planeswalker symbol here. The foiling on this one is actually really good too if you get some time to look at it. Not the best looking card, a little too modern for the sets, and usually these Friday night promotional or something. I don't even know where it comes from. I think it's a promo pack from... When was it printed? I don't even remember. It was Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Yeah, it's one of the things that you could find in promotional packs, but still feels home, I like Consider as it's a good card, it's a good alternate to Opt, and it really fills the empty slots, so yeah. I used to play every single mass removal spell that costs 3. The problem with red is that they are more like this, printed every time, but it's not sufficient enough. The power creep is just making this insufficient. So there's a huge gap at 4. Red doesn't have anything serious at 4 to kill everything. You got Pyroclasm at 2, that is just enough. You got a lot of different versions of Pyroclasm, like the one that kills anything that is not an artifact. I will remember that one day, but that's not a reason now. But you got things at 3. You got Slackstorm. You got Brotherhood's End, which is this one. You've got Anger of the Gods, Sweltering Sands. You got so many of these. The thing is, we don't have anything at 4. That's why I'm playing Ill-Time Explosion, because that's the problem with red. Red is not played as a reactive color right now that kills the whole battlefield, so I don't know, maybe one day. That's the thing this deck lacks the most. An equivalent of Damnation of Wrath of God at least, so it can survive one turn and Snapcaster it back. Oh, did I tell you about the basics? Yeah, I did. So look at this. I absolutely love this gorgeous Thirst for Discovery. When they started doing more thirsts like in Magic, I was like, oh really, that's interesting. The original was good, But when you play 31 basic lands, and I'm actually considering of adding one or two more, this is just great. This is just insanely great. You filter your deck. It's not being replaced by the one that says you just do two cards instant speed. This is slightly better. Slightly better to discard one basic land usually. I haven't found much situation where I had an empty hand, and discard two cards actually. So I don't think there's a use of discarding two cards in this deck, but if you just find a good one, it's good. So yeah, basics. Yeah, this new lands from it was from Neon Dynasty, I think. This cycle of lands from KND from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty is one of the best land cycles we had for ages. Even though they're legendaries and you don't really care, they come untapped, they do no damage, they strictly do the color you want them to do, and they got this crazy discard effect, which is something like this is a ultra land. Like you don't get to react to land plays, you don't get to react. You can't. This is not a spell that you can counter. So these lands are really good, and it was the one I just considered the least, and finally, I believe it's the best one with Igenjo. But this one seems just the best one to me. I mean, right now, maybe I will change my mind in days to come, but I really like it. It's just like subtlety. I thought it was just not good. It was just subtle. You know, that's the drill. And yeah, I'm happy to find this cards too. Thousands of versions of Negate, but this one is the most bright and colorful. It has all colors, blue, green, black, white, whatever. And even though this is a merfolk, like she, I suppose, he, she, whatever, they look like they're absolutely stunningly repulsing this fireball here. This is extremely shiny, and one of the very first promotional cards from promo packs that had this, so I was really happy to find this Negate. Maybe Negate is gonna change in the world, but I don't know if I would change this one. Oh, basics. So this is a fun story to tell. I bought this on Card Market like quite recently. I think it was less than 5 years ago, and the person I bought this to was in Belgium. I'm in France. And for those who don't have the geographical reference, there were like 900 kilometers distance between him and me. And the guy sent me a message saying, "Hey, do you live in Limoges? Because I'm just asking, you know, it's not weird or anything, but I'm going to the south of France 2 weeks from now on, and I'll be making a stop in Limoges. So there's a Burger King on next to the highway at this location." And like, yeah, that's true. There's one. We got 6 or 7 of these, and the guy is correct and says it's a public place. If you want to, you know, I don't know, share a meal and talk a little. I don't know how good I will feel because I will have driven like 6 or 7 hours. I'll be quite tired, but if you want to get your card in person, also I could just give you a refund on the price of the card. And I didn't know what to say. I was like, you know what? I'm just, this is too. I think the guy was talking about 2 weeks ahead. So I was like just send it. It's fine. And it says, all right, we don't get to meet. There's no problem. So I don't know. Maybe I should have met the guy. Maybe he was. It was so weird for me. Like the guy exactly was coming to my city in the days to come. Like I had to plan to eat there and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe it was a good idea. I don't know. Oh yeah, Riptide Lab, because you know, Riptide Lab. What do I need to say? I already said everything. It works with all the wizards in this deck. There's 5 of them, and 5 is already enough, so you can do things. So, yeah, at worst it becomes a mountain with, you know, more style, because it's a little more stylish than a mountain, but... Dude, this is so long ago. Onslaught. 2001, I think. I don't remember. Or 2000, maybe. Such a long time ago. Yeah, it is. Alright. Oh, this Stevens has a story too. It is crimpled on the top, not by my hand. As you know, as some of you might know, these were slided for the first time. It was the very first time Wizard of the Coast slid this through packs of cards, so you get a chance to open them, like one every, I don't know, every 10 boxes or something. And some children at my local game store who started playing Magic the Gathering, they were children, like 15 years old or something like that. Not much money, of course, because they are children, they're 15 years old, but nice kids, And the seller, the LGS owner, is a very nice person. Said, "Oh, I think you might be interested in talking to them." And they opened this in their box. And these three children, they get all their money, the money that their parents gave them, to buy a box. And they were so happy opening the box. And I went to them and I said, "Can you just show me?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's crimpled. But you know what? The correct price, and I'm going to show you on my smartphone, is 100 euros for this." So they were like, "Wow, are you sure?" And the children usually freak out because they're like, "No, that's too much. No way. This not true." But now they're really smart kids, so they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna check." So I showed them how to check, and I say, "If you know what, if you want, I'm giving you $100 right now, so you can buy a new box." And the kids were like, "Wow, this is crazy." Our parents were like, "How do you get a second box?" They don't care. So they just sold it to me. I could have sent it to Wizards saying that it was open like that with this crimple. I mean, hate the focus. You see on the top, it was like that. This is brand new. This is near mint, whatever version you want. It has always been put in a sleeve. Slates straight after opening. It was opened in a shop, and the LGS owner just lent them free sleeves to protect this. And it was never damaged by anything, except those cards were open like that. A lot of them, actually. So many of them that Wizards of the Coast customer service actually had to get the people to send this back to them. They printed new sheets of these with no problems, and they sent the card back to the people. I did not do that. I could have done, but I thought it was fun to keep the crumpled version from the factory. It's not really a crumpled version. It's just like used, like the factory cut was damaged. I think the only thing is that they printed this with separate print lines, like only one or two sheets, and they did damage the cards, all of them, lots of them. So yeah, Maze the Thief. I've always played this card. It was extremely good, then it became very bad, and then it's back to being It's in the average, so maintain at least, but it's good. And look at this drawing. This church version has all it needs. I got Japanese 4 versions of this, but different art, and this art still hits in the balls. Like, it's so good. And it's been drawn by, Skizai and Boros, and such a long time ago I bought this card. Like, I don't know. I think it's 20 years old or something already. For those of you watching this who are not even 20, but this is going to hit. I was already 20 when I bought this 20 years ago. Yeah, time flies. I still love this one. So that's a 43rd land. So actually there's 42 in this deck plus this one that sometimes randomly is a mountain. For all the time, this card is going to remain legal, which I don't know if it's going to, because it's really flipping not only coins, it's also flipping a lot of things. Is this crack with a missing thumb? No, it's not. They got this goblin-ish thing got two hands, two thumbs. No, not crack, but you flip a coin. And invert polarity is a game changer. So I like it. The two most played colors in Duel Commander get to unite. And there's not many easy things being played right now, so I'm happy that this is played. And also, the art, the drawing, everything, this actually feels old school to me. Like, it's shiny, it's maybe too precise, maybe too blurry, but the foil is just amazing on this. Look at the lightnings and stuff. It's brilliant. I love this. except it's a little too strong maybe, but I love this. And finally, to conclude this video, facts of fiction. Yeah, facts of fiction has been a threat. For sometimes I wanted to not play it anymore, like, I don't know, too expensive, but it's been copied by new cards. It's been similar to new cards, but not been equal so far, so this deck still plays a lot of good old cards, and Fact or Fiction has actually been played back again a little over the last year. So yeah, this version, of course, original one in Japanese foil with his drawing. He's in the fields, yeah. I wasn't playing at that time, and unfortunately, yeah, I know this is Joris Nielsen drawing too, but you know, still good. Still good. Still a good art, still a good version of the cards. So anyway, this is a wrap up. This was Keranos, God of the Storms. I think I'll keep playing this deck. I have this deck in full foil version on Magic Online too, so I got this completely pinned on paper and digital. Maybe I will play it again, I don't know. When people want to face a deck that's not really strong or not really weak, just in the middle, could be surprising with some excessively divisive effects that you don't want to see, I offer them to play against this one, and you know, still works. Let's end up on this. If I can get the focus, yeah. Could I just, you know, push the deck away and get some focus? Yeah, so you guys can see the prints. I believe you can see all the printing dots because this smartphone is very good. If I just remove my hands from the things. So yeah, this was Keranos, God of Storms, and you can tell he's not fucking happy about that. So yeah, I hope you guys have a nice time today. I hope you get to build some decks. I hope you get to enjoy yourself when you play Duel Commander, and I hope you get to find yourself a passion in life that you can enjoy too. This was me again, William, with another deck tech here. Signing off. Until then, bye bye.